And I guess what I kind of want to deep dive into is, not that I'm going to post anything else about it, but you do have quite a huge following on X and on different platforms. People who are listening, some people struggle with actually getting people on their social media and like growing their audience, and you've probably been on it and you probably say some things that probably maybe you shouldn't say, or maybe you say things that you want to say really bad and somehow you just get a big following. Like, for those people that are trying to grow their audience, you can say, or trying to grow their social media, like what do you suggest to those guys that would really help them like that? Like how did you do it?
I don't know, because I didn't and people might not believe me, but I did not have a strategy. I did not do this, for a following. When I really started growing was like everybody, during COVID, my kids were affected by school closures. And I firmly believed that kids, needed to be in school. And that was not a popular opinion at the beginning of COVID.
Right.
And I was looking for like-minded people. And I've always been very outspoken, but it seemed like nobody was listening to me. I mean, I was, crunching numbers through like the Ohio Department of Health, like literally downloading files and trying to present to the school. And it was like, nobody was listening. So honestly, I think the thing about it was that I was just very real and authentic. Like if you see something that I post, and obviously I know when to turn that off. Like I'm not going to talk to a client in a way that I would say something on Twitter. Yeah. But if you asked my family, like, oh, is this like for shock value? Because I've been told like, oh, she said this, and it's just, to get a response. If you ask anyone who's known me forever, anybody, they would be like, no, that's Meghan would say that. Like, so I'm very authentic. I'm super sarcastic. I even something serious try to make a joke, but it really it grew from me being me and trying to find like-minded people and speaking out about something that I really believed in that went against the narrative. Right. And then besides that, a couple of really dumb tweets that went viral, and Elon Musk replying to one of mine, which people saw and thought that, maybe she's someone because Elon Musk replied and grew it. So a lot of it was me, speaking out against the narrative. And a lot of it was just 3 or 4 really random, dumb tweets that blew up and then got a following from that.
That's interesting. It's actually really cool because people who are on social media, like they try really hard just so they can get attention. It's like almost like a child trying to get attention from their parents when their parents are clearly busy, with other things. And, and now I don't know if you watch a lot of the YouTube stuff, I'm finding it's interesting that people are trying to get away from their phones and away from social media, but it's it's almost a little hard to do because people are like, I have to have my attention span is so small that I have to grab their attention quick,
Yeah.
So it is kind of interesting that, you kind of make it into a fun way, but you speak your mind about it. And that's how you actually grow. You kind of grew it accidentally. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was totally accidental. If you would have told me, I always laugh with people because none of my really close friends have Twitter. So it's not even, nobody cares when I go about my day that, I have this following on Twitter because people outside don't know and don't care. And I always say what's wrong with the people that are following me? I'm just nobody. I was literally just a mom who was speaking out and being, I like I said, sometimes I take serious stuff and, joke, put it in a joking manner just because I feel like you've got to make light of things sometimes. And also I don't know if you knew this, Josh, but I'm one of 5 kids. Wow. I have 4 siblings.
Wow.
So, and I was the 4th out of 5.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, I had to do something. to be recognized.
Yeah.
And so I was always the one, I don't want to say like fun. I hate giving myself compliment, but I was always the one being sarcastic, trying to make people laugh. That was
Yeah.
always me in the family. I'm always making a joke or, you know, making fun of something with my family. So that just kind of always has come, you know, natural to me, and it kind of then funneled into Twitter a little bit.
Totally. And it's fine. I'm going to tell you something after this, but it's amazing that you are one of 5 because, like, I'm the only child in my family. So hands off to you, because I must have been so troublesome that I must have been all 5 of them, you know? So it's really amazing that someone can produce 5 children and still remain their composure. You know what I mean? So that's amazing.
I mean, my mom has the personality for it. I mean, 3, we're done. There's no more than 3, but I looked at her one day and I said, I don't know how you looked at the first 3 kids and thought, I think I just want 2 more. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But she, you know, you have to have the right personality for it. And she, you know, was and is still an amazing mom. But yeah, you learn a lot about like compromise and trying to, you know, but I had to stand out somehow. So I was always the one that was doing the joking around, being, you know, an idiot and never caring kind of what people thought. You know, if I did something silly, like how I didn't really care how I looked.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of, like I said, went over into Twitter. So nothing that I do is to grow an account. If I feel something, I say something, and that's it. And maybe people can sense that it's just me being real.